brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
The Tigers, 31-17, Matt, on the season. They've got the best pitching in baseball, but don't look now. The Twins are now on their heels at 26-21.
The best hitters can't stay healthy. We obviously saw a situation last week where two of those guys got hurt on the same play. So that's the Twins, and I think Twins fans, I'm up in Twins country. Twins fans know that up here, and you're kind of always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
You are a Pirates fan. I don't think you've got a reason good enough for me to be wearing Met stuff when the Mets are playing the Pirates right now. I don't think I'm gonna go, okay, I see it at the end of your explanation.
I'm gonna put it on Vinny. I'm gonna put it on all the Mets fans. The Pirates won 2 in a row. Fired the manager over the weekend. A new era of Pirates baseball has begun.
Game time decisions. Only on Sport.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The suppliers, the hustlers, the people to bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Twisted Tuesday has begun. Playoff action continues, and it's damn good so far this evening. We got a great hockey game going on in Edmonton, Alberta tonight. The Edmonton Oilers lead the Dallas Stars 2-1 after 2 periods of play. Minus 380 right now on the money line. Minus 1.5 is plus 100. And the total is 5.5. We've seen this script before, and quite a bit, actually, with the Edmonton Oilers, where these games are lower scoring to start off, and then the next thing you know, you look up, and there's 6 goals scored in the game. We've been pretty good at stepping up after 2 periods of play. A lot of these shows recently have been starting with this series, and we got that period coming up. So, listen, we're at 3 right now. It's 5.5. Skinner is playing unbelievable. Dallas threw the kitchen sink at the Oilers in the first period. You knew they would. They're in a must-win situation tonight. They're going to do it again now to start the third period, right? Like, this is going to, like, the Stars are really going to bring it right now. 5.5 plus 115 to the over. I would say, let's wait till it's 4.5, but the fact of the matter is we're probably going to get burnt on it. I think we get to 6. As good as Skinner has been tonight, I know the goals really haven't come, but we did get 2 goals in the second. Empty net goals could come into play here. I wouldn't bet the under, I'll tell you that. Under 5.5 is under is minus 145. Over 5.5, we're getting plus money, plus 115. So we got a jam-packed show tonight on the SportsGrid and Radio Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. A full house Twisted Tuesday this evening. And, of course, we've got the NBA playoff game going on with the Knicks and the Pacers. Big-time game tonight. The Pacers can take a 3-1 series lead, or the Knicks could even a series up at 2. So it's a big sort of crossroads turning point in this series. The Pacers are up right now. The Pacers are up 102-91, and we just ended the third quarter of play. So pretty cool stuff tonight. We're going to go into the third period and the fourth quarter of these games this evening. 102-91 right now. Remember in the first round of the playoffs, these were what like the final scores were. Remember, like, teams were having a hard time cracking 200, right? But those were bad teams playing in the first round of the playoffs. But neither team can stop each other, right? That's the thing with the Pacers that makes them dangerous is that the Pacers are going to score, right? Like the Pacers are going to score, and yeah, they're not, I can't say, they're a good defensive team. I mean, no, they're not a good defensive team per se, but they make defense, they can make a few stops. You know what I'm saying? Like they're better defensively than people realize, and they sort of trade baskets with you, and it's just, all right, we just got to get a couple of stops, and we'll outscore the other team. It's very Arena Football League-like. So we got a 102-91 game right now. The Pacers are minus 9.5. Now, there's two ways of looking at this. We've seen it, the Pacers, and not just the Pacers, but the Knicks, the Celtics, all these teams have had a hard time closing games out, right? We've seen, 13-point leads with 3 minutes blown and 16-point leads and 20-point leads. So there's two ways of looking at this. The Pacers know this, and the Pacers just blew a 20-point lead on Sunday night, so they're not going to take the pedal off the metal. Right, they've been down this road before, so I don't think they take the pedal off the metal. But at the same point in time, we've seen that the Knicks are capable of coming back. I'm on the Pacers in this basketball game. I got over 219, and I got over 238 and a half. Did I bet that something else? I often chase these in-game totals, but I'm trying to be more disciplined. And I'm betting bigger units, but more disciplined type of plays, especially in-game. You know what I mean? Like a lot of my picks are good, but I give money back by chasing in-game and just, you know what I mean? One play too many sometimes. And I went up to 238.5 tonight. I came close to clicking to 246 earlier, but I was like, nah, it's just a little bit high for me. So I'm going to stand pat right now. We're on the Pacers on the money line at minus 155. I got over 219 in the basketball game. And I got over 238.5 in the basketball game. In-game total right now is 247.5. They put up another 60 points in the third quarter. I don't think they're going to put up 60 in the fourth, but they don't really stop each other. And there's just going to be a million fouls as well. They're going to get to the free throw line. So what are we at right now? We're at 193 points. So basically, 50.5 points here for the quarter. No, we got a total of 54.5 fourth quarter total right now. Is it going to be 55 points here? Probably. If I had to bet this, like I said, and this is where it's always hard not to take that extra step. I've already got 3 plays on this game, and they're all looking pretty good. But if I had to, I would say, you know what, it probably gets to the over here. We're probably going to get to 250. As I said, it's a frenetic pace of this game. Neither team, and the Knicks are supposed to be good defensively, but they're clearly not able to stop the Pacers. So, look, the Pacers are at 102 right now. They're probably going to end up with what, about 130, 135 points? 133, 137 or something like that. You know what? All right, let's do it. If you're scared, go to church. Let's dance. All right, we're going to go over. As I do the math here and I add this thing up, I'm like, yeah, you know what? The math just sort of adds up here. It's going to end up going over this. And man, he already bumped at 249.5 because there was a quick bucket. Son of a. All right. Like I said, so 250 sort of the barometer here. Remember, we went to overtime, 125 earlier in the series. It got to 250. So that's sort of the number right now. In-game total is 249.5. And we got a 104-93 game. It should be a very entertaining fourth quarter of play. The third period hasn't started yet in Edmonton, and the Oilers are ready to take control of this series if they can win this hockey game. The odds makers think they will. The Oilers are currently minus 650 to win the series. The Dallas Stars are plus 425 as far as the Stanley Cup odds are concerned. The Florida Panthers are plus 105. The Edmonton Oilers are plus 120. The Stars are currently 9-1, and the Canes are 20-1. It's a fluid live market. Major League Baseball. We got the Yankees and Angels getting started. We're in the we're going into the third inning right now, and it's still scoreless in this baseball game. Actually, we're in the bottom of the third already. Actually, so the Angels are batting right now, and I think they just ended the inning. So we got a scoreless game in Anaheim. Astros are pounding the Athletics right now, games that are getting going. We got a 2-2 game with the Rockies and Cubs. Cubs are minus 250. The Rockies are plus 200. middle of the 8th right now, tied at 2. Blue Jays and Rangers, scoreless baseball game in a Lone Star State. Blue Jays and Rangers total 2.5. Blue Jays are plus 115 right now. We talk about the Blue Jays often on the program, and the Blue Jays are like, one of the streakier teams and probably the streakiest team in Major League Baseball, actually. Yet they always end up at the same spot, right? Like they could lose 7 of 9 and you think they're done, and then they'll win 4 in a row and you think they're good, and then they'll get swept. They'll lose 3 in a row, and then you think they suck, and then they'll win 5 in a row. And when it's all said and done, they'll be right back at 25-25. This is like, it's who the Blue Jays are. But hey, the Blue Jays win total was what, like 78.5? So 500 baseball will get us there, right? That's all I'm gunning for. The 500 baseball for the Toronto Blue Jays will get us our bet. We got a full house on the program. McKinnis bats lead off. The Raging Redhead Chad Stewart steps up and in. The Twisted Tuesday has begun. Begun.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
This is SportsRage. I'm Gabriel Morency, the Pistol Players, the Hustlers, the people that bust them, everybody else in between. We got a great night of sports tonight. Live action going down. The Pacers have started off strong here in the fourth quarter of play. Siakam just hit a big three. They've outscored the Knicks 9-5 in the fourth, and they're starting to pull away a little bit right now. 111-96. In-game total up to 252.5. We clicked, I wanted to get 247.5, but we missed the quick basket. It was 249.5, so we pulled the trigger there. I think we will get into the 250s here, There's still like 9:50 left in this basketball game. The Knicks are going to have to start putting some points up on the board. If you look at this game, if you've been watching this game, both teams have been very fluid offensively. They're both putting points up. There's been a ton of fouls in this game. But the difference is, why are the Pacers winning? Turnovers. The New York Knicks, it's insanity how sloppy the Knicks have been with the basketball tonight. And the Pacers have taken advantage of it. Just constant, you'll see the Knicks will take the ball into the paint and the Pacers just poke at it. They swat it, and then they convert it into transition, fast break points. Siakam's been a benefactor of it tonight, but how many times have the Knicks turned the ball over tonight? The Knicks are at total turnovers right now. They slowed down a little bit. But 14 turnovers, that's a lot. They're at 14, but they had 10 in the first half. So they have been better in the second half. But 14 turnovers is a lot. The Pacers have 7. They just got their 8th right now. To put in context, though, the Pacers are just killing them. 22 points off the turnovers. It's just easy transitional baskets. They're killing them in transition. That's been the difference of the game. They're both kind of shooting the ball the same, right? They're both they're both shooting 40% exactly. 40.9% for the Knicks, 40.7% for the Pacers from 3. Free throws, Knicks fans like to complain about everything, whatever. You've taken 29 freaking free throws tonight. Pacers have taken 20 only, right? So it's very evenly matched. The turnovers, those turnovers have been the difference. So we got a great, it's been a fun game, frenetic pace going on here. And then we got the third period. That has started in Edmonton. 2-1 for the Edmonton Oilers right now. Dallas Stars are plus 310. Oilers are minus 425. Oilers minus a puck and a half or plus 100. The Stars plus a puck and a half, minus 130. And I'll tell you, Cam, I think that more so the Oilers at minus 1.5 hits more so than the Stars at plus 1.5. If the Stars don't score, number one, the Oilers could score again and make it 3-1. So you got, if you're on the Stars at plus 1.5 here, guys, you need a goal. You need to tie this. You got to hope the Oilers don't score. And then you got to hope when they pull the goalie, if it stays this way, you got to hope when they pull the goalie that the Oilers don't score in the empty net. I'm on the Oilers already, but I'm going to say that the Oilers cover the puck and a half at plus 100. We got Andrew McKinnis in the house. Cam, you're on the Dallas Stars already at plus 1.5, but they need the next goal. We'll see how this plays out, but I think the Oilers are going to will cover the puck and a half now.
Yeah, I told you my intentions. I need Dallas to win this game, and I'm hedging out of my futures because I love the way Edmonton's playing hockey right now. But I will say this: remember what happened last night?
It's a little late. Edmonton are minus 650 to win the series.
No, my point being, if Dallas wins tonight, the series price will be different, and then I'll hit Edmonton because I can't do it right now. You're right. Edmonton's minus, even before the game, they were minus 300. The math didn't make sense. That's why I need Dallas to win this game, and then I can do something with Edmonton. To your earlier point, I was trying to say was Carolina was up 1-0. They scored 2 empty net goals last night to win 3-0 when a lot of people hit Florida plus 1.5 too. So to your point, it's an excellent one. The team that's up is probably have a better chance to win by 2 than the other team tying it up.
McKinnis joins us. McKinnis, we knew that Dallas were going to throw the kitchen sink at Edmonton in the first period, right? Desperation game. I'm sort of expecting the same thing here early in the third period. They're down a goal. They need, the series on the line tonight for the Dallas Stars. So we got a 2-1 game right now, but they were really dominating the game early, and now you see the shots on goal have really evened out here. How do you think this plays out right now? Would you rather take the Dallas Stars at plus 1.5? Or would you rather lay a puck and a half with the Oilers?
At this point, Gabe, I'd probably rather take the Oilers minus the puck and a half. I think that if I was going to look towards anything Dallas related, it probably would have been early in the game. I'm a big first goal kind of guy, or first period kind of guy when it comes to teams in the spot that the Dallas Stars were in. Historically, teams in the conference finals that were in the same spot the Dallas Stars were in have themselves a good night tonight, but also have themselves a good first period. You don't come out and capitalize on the 18 shots on goal they had. Could you guys imagine if Jake Ottinger was doing what Stuart Skinner's doing right now? I mean, the praise he would be getting right now. You know, one guy that should be happy about this series right now, Connor Hellebuck, because no way Jake Ottinger is the starter right now for Team USA. Just like that, Connor Hellebuck looks normal, and he looks like the Hart Trophy winner again, because Stuart Skinner is the MVP of this series. I'll tell you what, guys, before I throw it back to you, I just locked in over 1.5, third period, minus 130. Cam mentioned it. Last night, I got lucky. I got 2 empty net goals, not 1, but 2. I love betting that usually in elimination games, but especially with these two teams with, about 6 minutes in the third period, no goals, minus 130. It was minus 190 about 3 minutes ago. I got 130 over 1.5 goals third period.
Last night, you're right, McKids, we were live on the air, and it was 2.5, and I called it live. I said, Maurice's going to pull the goalie soon. Right? He's going to pull a goalie soon, and he gave, for people who jumped in on the 2.5, he did everyone a favor. A lot of times, guys, when there's an empty net goal, they'll put the goalie back in, right? And then they might take him out again. He didn't even put him back in after the faceoff. It was like a free. It was like, all right, and Carolina just capitalized. Boom, boom, boom. Right, so Paul Maurice is like, don't bother, because Bobrovsky started to go back in, and he called him back, and he goes, just stay here.
It saved a lot of people's butts last night. That was a good call by you, because that was the thing. They're like, what's the deal? We're already down anyway. It's 2-0, 3-0, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're going back to rally.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what, though? Like, you got to, because if you don't win the faceoff, they're going to score. That's what happened. Exactly. You got to put the goalie back in, Cam, at least for the first 10 seconds. You got to get the puck, and then you get the goalie out. But he's like, no, just stay out. It was a freebie for bettors.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, and say, you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, this is SportsRage. I'm right. So we pulled the trigger. We took the Edmonton Oilers minus 1.5 goals. We got a 2-1 hockey game right now in Edmonton. And you can make a legitimate argument that the series is on the line tonight, obviously. I mean, if the Oilers are up 3-1, I don't think they're going to lose. I don't think they're going to lose 3 games in a row. If it's 2-2, then hell, the Dallas Stars are right back in this thing right now. But you just get the feeling that even if it was 2-2, I still get the feeling that Edmonton will be fine. I think Edmonton are the better team right now. So we got a 2-1 game. The total just moved to 4.5. We got 10 minutes left, but don't worry, the goals will start to come. Hopefully they come from the Edmonton Oilers. All right, so we got McInnes in the house with us. Cam Stewart, 113-101 right now. The Pacers up by 12, McInnes. Did you pull the trigger on this game tonight with the Knicks and Pacers?
I had the first half over in this game. I just jumped in. I wanted pace early on. I wanted points early on. I felt like that was going to be what could benefit the Knicks, and I felt like we were going to see at least a good early on game from them. So that's all I had. I actually stayed off the side in this one, Gabe. If you have any in-game recommendations spread-wise, I'm happy to hear it, but I just bet the total here.
No, we're a little late now. There's only 6 minutes left in the game. I might have pushed my luck with the over 249.5. Current in-game total is 246.5 right now. Pacers have a 12-point lead. We've got baseball going on as well, and some close games, scoreless games, so some bettable games, including the Toronto Blue Jays and the Texas Rangers. I'm not on the Blue Jays here, Cam. I do have the Blue Jays season win total to the over, so I always hope that they do win. But I didn't pull the trigger tonight. But second game in a row, really low scoring here. Obviously low scoring. We got a scoreless game. Jays are plus 105 right now. Rangers are minus 140.
Yeah, I like the Jays. I took them earlier, and for people watching, Eovaldi went out for Texas very early in this game, and Texas has used a lot of spot starters, Latz, and the rest of the crew. And Gabe, looking at the numbers, it would surprise you to say the Texas Rangers have the lowest scoring runs in the league, like worse than Colorado. Like it's crazy to me. These guys can't score runs. As we've seen again, the Blue Jays won the first game of the series 2-1, and now it's scoreless. I like the Blue Jays at the plus price. Not a huge play, but and as for the basketball game, Pacers, Gabe, I'm not sure if you did the same thing. I did first quarter, first half game. I'm all in on the Pacers. Put all my chips in on Indiana.
No, I just took the Pacers on the money line and the over in the game and some in-game overs. I didn't play the first quarter and the first half tonight. 2-2, Rockies and Cubs right now. So the Cubs are minus 230. Bottom of the ninth inning right here. We got a 1-0 game with the D-backs and Pirates. That's still bettable. The Mariners, McInnes. Mariners are a good team. And the Mariners, we know the Mariners can pitch. They're hitting the ball better this year than they were last year. I thought last year was kind of an anomaly for them. And I'm not going to say they're going to pull away in this division, but it's a subpar division this year. Cam just mentioned it. The Rangers can't hit. The Rangers have problems. The Houston Astros are not the same team. The Angels are better than people thought they were going to be, but that means whatever. They could be a 500 baseball team, potentially. And the Athletics are still the Athletics. The Seattle Mariners are the best team in this division, and they're going to win the division, McInnes.
I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, I'm just going to call you up and let you know when I'm betting against the Nationals, because then you guys can just bet on them, because they are my absolute nemesis right now. I agree with you.
You're on the Nationals tonight? Because they're down 3-0.
No, I didn't tonight. And I agree with your take on the Mariners there. They're a sneaky good team. They can hit the ball very well. And you know what? They might not have the flashiest guys. They can pitch. And I feel like they don't really get themselves in trouble very often. But when I looked at that game, when you brought it up, it's like I got just a mean feeling in my heart. Like, I was like, this Nationals team is just driving me crazy. Like every league, you have that one team that's just driving you nuts. I'll tell you what, I do have Jays money line, Jays team total. Team total is probably dead, but still cheering on that money line here in that one. The number was just really weird. Like looking at the number here, Texas opened up 165, and then some spots they closed like 135, 140. We saw money coming in on the Blue Jays. I'll tell you one thing about the Rockies game as well. People were really interested in kind of commenting all day long on my feed. I saw about the weather, the wind blowing in at the park. Obviously, with Rockies games, with the poor pitching they have, you're always expecting a ton of runs. With this one, I wouldn't be shocked to see the Rockies squeak out a win here. If I'm jumping on any team, I feel like it might as well jump on them right now.
Wow.
Well, if you're betting the number, right? I mean, you got a tie baseball game, and it just fell to plus 155. Suddenly, that's not enough. If you get like plus 280, plus 300 or something like that, the Jays just went to plus 135, though.
playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Man, I got to tell you. All right, so I'm Gabriel Morency, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. Oh, boy, the Dallas Stars. I thought that was going in. This hockey game has gone by fast tonight, right? Like, I know there's been some penalties, but there really hasn't been, there's been long stretches of just, free-flowing hockey. Been a great game. This is high-level, high-quality hockey. I enjoy watching this, unlike the torture. The PWHL final was better than the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panther game. It's just terrible.
Your detest for the series is epic. It's the best.
I loathe it. I loathe it. I loathe it. I can't believe they're playing.
I gotta ask, what about it? What about
it? Terrible
if it was
hockey,
me
McKinnis.
saying that, if it was me saying
boring.
that, you'd ask me why.
What? Why don't I like it? It's boring. That's why. It's
not as good as
slow.
this
It's just slow. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Panthers are systematic. They knock you around and stuff, but they're not an entertaining team. And the Carolina Hurricanes, I never realized how boring they actually are. They just, for a team that shoots the puck a lot too, but they have there's no flair. I don't know. There's just, I find it to be dreadful. I'm not alone, McKinnis. I talked about it during the game, and people are like, "Oh God, this is terrible, terribly boring." I'm watching the Thunder and
you're in the majority. I don't know one person that's not saying that. You're in the majority. Everybody's saying that. That's what everybody's saying. But here's the thing: how many playoff good hockey teams are giving up 18 shots in the first period of a game? Is that playoff good old fashioned hockey? 18 shots allowed in the first period. They end up the period 1-0. Is that good defensive hockey in the playoffs? Conference final hockey? I mean, nobody likes to watch it. The Carolina Hurricanes. If you're the coach of the Edmonton Oilers,
this guy's just playing devil's advocate tonight. He's just trying to fire you up. Hey, defensive
Gabe does that to me. Gabe does that to me.
I totally get it. It's winning hockey. It's boring.
It is winning hockey.
All right, I'm just calling off what it is. It's boring.
McKinnis.
In the same way, Cam and McKinnis. All right, I don't know how old you were at the time. I'm a little older than Cam, but the New Jersey Devils
and the Ducks.
The Devils used to really, really upset people as well, right? The Devils, with Jacques Lemaire, and they would literally just play 2-1 type of games. The Panthers are like the Edmonton Oilers of the '80s, next to the Devils. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not saying they're bad. It's winning hockey. Right? You know what? It's a lot like, when people complain about a football team that runs the football and, you know what I mean? They win 17-6 or whatever. They never get the same love as the team that wins 33-30. Right?
Well,
Even
Gabe,
though, like you just said, what's better? The better team is like the more boring team. Like, you know what I mean? Than the flashy team. But I'm just talking from a viewer perspective, McKinnis. Between the Edmonton Oilers, New York Knicks, Pacers, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Minnesota Timberwolves, Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes Panthers rank 4th out of entertainment level, in my opinion.
I agree. And I'll say this. I do agree with you. I just know that you would say that to me, so I had to ask you. But here's the thing. The Carolina Hurricanes were the big bro of the New Jersey Devils. That feels like months ago at this point, right? They were the big brothers of the New Jersey Devils. They played the same way the Devils do.
That series was boring too.
Now, I know. I'm with you. Just stay with me. Now the Florida Panthers are the big bro of the Carolina Hurricanes. It's like anything you can do, I can do better. Except for now, Carolina's like, holy shoot, these guys are better than us at doing the exact same thing. It's the exact same teams. Look at the division. Look at this whole division. Even throw the New York Rangers in the mix there. This team couldn't score if you put Crosby, McDavid, and Draisaitl on that team. This division as a whole is that if you want to take a nap, put the Metropolitan Division on, and then wait till a good game comes on for the late games, because that whole division is a snooze fest. The Devils, the Hurricanes, and then now we're even seeing them play the Panthers, who are obviously in the Atlantic. They make you fall asleep. It's the whole division. Terrible. It's not, they all play the same. And I'll tell you what, the Hurricanes have 0 stars. I don't care what anybody says. If Aho went on a different team that wasn't the Hurricanes, he wouldn't be the best player. Put him on any other team in the league right now. I'm sorry, he isn't the best player.
I would say Stankoven's a pretty good two-way player there, McInnes. Not a star.
I've been cheering for him. Cam. I like him.
He's underrated, but you're right about Aho. Like, he gets the star treatment. He's no star compared to other guys, other stars in the league. Not even close. That's my opinion. Same as yours.
I go to NHL games, and the Minnesota Wild are another one. Like, I don't want to ever pay to see them play again. Like, I was at a Canuck Wild game, and it was long. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, dear God, like, you guys, like, same thing. Like, just a bunch of nobodies passing a puck around. I'm like, God.
I hate when the Habs play them. When the Habs play them,
you see what I mean, McKinnis?
Because they lose 3-1 every game. The Habs lose 3-1 to the Wild. It's like the Wild get a 2-1 lead. They sit on the lead for 48 minutes. They get an empty net goal, and they win 3-1 every time. Every time.
You know what, though?
Score.
It's good news, bad news. Like, the Canucks are in a good division, so, like, I see good teams, right? But I don't like it because the Canucks, like, have you know what I mean? Vegas, Oilers, Kings. You play these teams, like, all the time. So it's cool, like, on TV, and you follow you watch Canucks season and stuff. You see a lot of good games in a great division, but you got to have like 95 points to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a freaking grind. And the Canucks are a little bit of a mess right now. All right.
And this Carolina series, Gabe, would have been a first-round matchup. I know we're tired of talking about that, but isn't that kind of crazy, guys? That's nuts. Wow.
That's unfair for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, they should have been, one of those teams should have been eliminated in the first round, naturally. That was brought up.
I'll just say this. The Canadians would have done better in this series than the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm just saying. The Canadians. Sorry, I had to bring them up. My fault.
I think it was Rob McLean that brought that up. He was like, the Panthers and the Canes would have played each other in the first round. He goes, you have to wonder if things would have been different for the Leafs. The BX has stepped up and in and said, what difference would have it made for the Leafs? They would have lost to the Panthers in the next round instead of the first round. BX just threw the hammer down. He really doesn't like the Leafs, him. I remember, the Leafs, when the night they lost, he goes, I don't know why you all expect the Leafs to win. Like, why are they special? He goes, they're not special. He goes, I was in the NHL. They're not special. Right? He goes, every team wants to win the cup as much as the Leafs. He talked about, I played for the Ducks. He goes, we wanted to win the cup. He goes, everybody wants to win the cup. Like, it was funny. We just went off. He goes, why do y'all think the Leafs need to win it more than someone else? It was a good take, actually.
You know what?
All right,
they all live in Toronto. He flies in from Anaheim every single Friday.
That's right.
He goes out for beer. Kelly Rudy on Friday nights. He does not care about them. If he lived in Toronto, it'd be different. He lives in Anaheim. He doesn't care. He gets paid by Toronto
I
media. That's
respect
all he
him.
gets paid
He's right on a lot of cases too. Even though I'm a Toronto fan, I'm a realist. Like, it's delusional. Everyone thinks that these teams like the center. No, they're not. Like, I agree with you.
Well, that's all thing, Cam. It's like they're not the best team. So it's like if they were the best team, you'd be like, oh, they should win. It's like, yeah, they're a good team.
They're
But it's
very
not
good
like
team.
you were the favorite to win. They're not the favorites to win, but people expect them to win. The
Leaf
Bills
fans
sort of
are-
feel the same pressure. Bills sort of feel the same pressure.
The problem with Leaf fans is they think they're like the be all and end all and the best, and they're not. I'm just a fan of the team. They're very, very good, but there's teams that are better. And I'm a realist, but these people live in a delusional world thinking they're better than everybody else. You're not.
Yeah. Well, go to TSN's
You know what the big-
website right now and tell me what all the headlines are, all the stories are. The Leafs have been out for 1.5, 2 weeks. Look at all the
Let's not
headlines.
talk about them anymore.
They're all to do with the
So what
Leafs.
it's about, Mitch Marner?
Well, I mean, if you look at the
Double M?
headlines, I mean, you haven't seen
Hey,
an
do you want Marner
NBA
on the
headline or
Canadians?
any. Yeah. No, not even. I mean, the Canadians are golfing. That's all they are doing. But I'm just saying, I mean, the Leafs are out of the playoffs. TSN's talking about them right now.
Can we just get another
Well,
win by the
because you know
Hurricanes?
what?
I know you guys hate
Normally
the
I would
series.
say that, McKinnis, but the fact of the matter is the Canes and Panthers are so boring. They can only talk about the Oilers and Stars so much. So they got to talk about the Leafs right now.
True.
But we'll get into the Panthers and the Canes game on the other side. And we still have a 2-1 hockey game. We're going to have to pull the goalie soon. We got like 3 minutes left in the game. And the NBA game.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's not. He's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough flame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Well, you knew something was going to happen during a commercial break. The Edmonton Oilers have scored, baby. We talked about the -1.5 as opposed to the +1.5 in this spot. The Oilers score, and we have an empty net still with a $1:27 left in the hockey game. 3-1 for the Edmonton Oilers, and it just feels like this is it. Like the Oilers, they're a team of destiny right now. They can't be stopped. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the next game in Dallas. They just finished them off in 5 right now at this point. Like, the old classic, we want the cup. We want the cup. These guys want the cup. Like, they want the cup. And Connor McDavid got the Four Nations face-off win. He got the winning goal. He can get a Stanley Cup win here, and he can top it off with a gold medal next year, and then he cements himself alongside Crosby and Gretzky and Lemieux and everybody. He needs some wins, right? He needs some wins. Four Nations was good, but that was just a little tournament, right? You need a Stanley Cup win, and, that gold medal next year is going to be big, but we'll see what happens here in the next minute and 16 seconds left in this hockey game, but the Oilers are on fire. With a win tonight, they'll be 11-4 in the playoffs right now. So they're rolling, and as far as the basketball is concerned, Pacers are about to win. They've been up by 7. They're just sort of going back and forth. They're playing the free throw game right now. And here it is. The Knicks have tapped out, and Knicks aren't even fouling right now. They're down 10. 126-116 with 21 seconds left. So Pacers are about to win this basketball game. Knicks have quit. They're not even fouling. So the Pacers are going to be up 3-1, and the Edmonton Oilers are going to be up 3-1. McInnes, who wins tomorrow? Do the Florida Panthers respond? I like what Paul Maurice said. He said this before, wasn't after the game, after the loss last night, but it was the other day he said this. They said, your team, you have a bunch of interesting guys on your team. And he goes, yeah, you got to talk to guys differently on my team. And he goes, some guys I'll say a prayer with. He goes, other guys you shotgun a beer with.
Amazing.
And that's knowing your team, right? All right, this guy is like whatever. This guy's sort of like whatever, religious or whatever. So I'm going to talk to him a different way here. Another guy, it's like, all right, I'm going to take him to the hotel bar and have a shot with him. and I'm going to talk to him directly, right? Like Paul really knows how to reach his players. Are the Canes back in this series, McInnes, or is that just a one-off last night?
Well, the thing is, for me, where I'm standing is that I still need to see them win a game where they face some adversity. And I know some people might say, well, they still faced adversity last night. They were an elimination game. But at the end of the day...
Oh, sorry, let me just say, the Oilers scored again. 4-1. They scored again.
Third period over. Third period over. There we go.
There you go. There you go.
I'll take that.
And we hit the minus 1.5.
Nice. I'm happy.
Right,
it's kind of like soccer betting. It's kind of like soccer overs, guys. I feel like, soccer, you can get scored on in the first 5 minutes. It sucks. But if you wait 20 minutes, you can get a way better number on that. That's what I do with these third period overs. I wait 6 minutes. It goes from minus 185 to a minus 130. You get a better price there. But, for me, again, I just think that yesterday was a great example for Carolina to come in, show some pride. But to get that shutout's impressive. But at the end of the day, I almost feel like it would have been a better thing for their morale to win 4-3 than to win the way they did, because Florida's going to be motivated. Florida plays well on the road. Their road record is fantastic. Just look at the games 5 and 7 of the last series they played against Toronto. This is a team that almost likes being the villain, likes being the bad guy. I'm seeing right now in front of me, plus 155 is the number on them to get to that magic number I love of 4 goals. If you like Florida, you're taking the team total. Don't take the money line. If they win the game, they're scoring 4 goals. You saw what happened in game 3. It was an absolute avalanche of goals. I had a buddy I was with. He went out for a smoke. He missed half the goals in the game, okay? This Florida team will score goals in bunches with you. And I think if you're going to bet on them, you should take the plus 155. If you want to take this Carolina Hurricanes team tomorrow and you don't want to take the money line, I still think you can take their team total over. But the way I look at it is this. The over is the play. The over 5.5 is the play. Third period over is going to be alive again, whether Carolina wins or the elimination game, the empty net goals, all that stuff is in play. Teams off a shutout dating back to the regular season, especially good teams like Florida. It's an offensive explosion in the next game. I think we see goals. Florida team total over 3.5 plus 155.
Cam, what's your pick for the Panthers and Canes tomorrow?
Congratulations to you guys. That was a good third period bet. You know what I have, Gabe, and I'm not putting it away. I got Carolina to win 2 games in the series at plus 710 when they didn't have any wins. They won last game. They win this game. I'm back in business. I'm sorry. I'm riding Carolina. McInnes, to your point, I'll play devil's advocate. It was a tight game. It was 1-0. They scored 2 empty net goals. Stankoven was good in that game. They're starting to get pressure on this team, and they actually were more physical. I think Carolina can win one more game in this series, Gabe. Then they'll probably lose game 6 in Florida. I think Carolina loses in 6, but get one more win.
I'm expecting a close game tomorrow. I think, Carolina have been in these games until they're not. Mm-hmm. But as McInnes stated, listen, the Florida Panthers took the pedal off the metal. over the weekend. I think they'll be much more focused in this game. So I lean with the Panthers to finish this off. Put it this way, like I sort of look at it from this perspective, that the Panthers are going to win the series. So, and you don't have to lay much on them to win the game. So I might as well just take them here. 130 to 121, the final score. For those of you that tuned in earlier, I said 250 is the cutoff here. I said they should get to about 250. Boom, they get there. We bet the over 249. I was worried we got a bad number. So we got a nice clean sweep tonight. Pacers money line, over 219, over 238.5, over 249.5. Edmonton Oilers to win the game. Edmonton Oilers minus 1.5 in game. Absolutely crushed it this evening. Good stuff, but we don't live in the past. But a nice night. I love these nights with the Oilers and the Pacers stuff. Don't love, as we know, the Panthers and the Canes night so much. But we do have the NBA game tomorrow. We'll get McKinnis' thoughts. Oklahoma City and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we got about 30 seconds here, McKinnis. SGA being Canadian, does that make you like the Oklahoma City Thunder? Are you on board with the SGA party right now?
I'm Canadian. I still thought Joker should have won the MVP. Am I cheering for OKC? Yes, I am. I like the way they play basketball, but I wouldn't necessarily mean I'm hopping on the bandwagon by any means.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, it's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Oilers take a step closer. They're now 1 win away from returning to the Stanley Cup Finals. A 4-1 win over the Dallas Stars. The Stars are on the ropes. The Knicks are on the ropes. Everybody's on the ropes. Every series is 3-1 right now. So we got the NBA game tomorrow. The Oklahoma City Thunder lay 8.5 on their home court. Total 220.5. I'm never a fan of laying points, really. I prefer to take points, or I like betting these sort of pick-em games like the Knick-Pacer game tonight, McKinnis. But with that being stated, the Thunder, when they win at home, they generally win by about 26 points. right? Like there's not really an in-between with them. The Thunder will play, there's a real, it's one thing about the Thunder guys that is good for a betting pattern is they kill teams at home. They go on the road. They'll get killed one game. They get mad. They win the next game. Then they take you back home and kill you again, right? It's kind of like rinse and repeat with these guys. I think the T-Wolves are in a lot of trouble tomorrow. The T-Wolves are going to, they'll show up in the first quarter and they're going to try to not get blown out early. But Oklahoma City are going to go on the run. I'm going to lay the 8.5, McKinnon. What are you doing with the Thunder tomorrow?
Yeah, same thing for me, Gabe. I was going to try and get cute and say we'll take the first half or try and look for a live number in the first half is what I meant to say. But I think, you know what? I don't want to worry about doing that because I think they could get off to a fast start themselves. Then that number goes from 8 to 13 to 14, whatever it might be. So I think it's best to get this pregame number. When you've got Chet putting the points up that he is and some of these guys, helping out in the paint, it really opens the perimeter game for this team. And I'll tell you what, when you watch Minnesota lose by just 2, that's the game that they should have had, right? And I always use this philosophy across multiple sports, whether we're betting NHL, CFL, NFL, whatever it might be. If a team loses a game that they probably had a good chance of losing or it came down to a little bit more stress than it should have been, that's going to keep them mentally locked in. I almost think winning by 2 there was better than OKC winning by 20. They're going to stay locked in, focused, and ready to come into the next game. That keeps them kind of, I think, dialed coming into the next game to close things out here.
Guys, I'm getting ahead of myself, so I was just looking at the NBA Finals MVP. SGA is minus 380. Wow. Absolutely no, value whatsoever. Minus 380. Halliburton is plus 550. We talked about it coming into the series. I thought the Pacers are going to beat the Knicks, and you could argue that there's value with the Pacers against the Thunder, but as good as the Pacers are, and everybody underestimates the Pacers, McKinnon, do you think they can beat the Oklahoma City Thunder?
It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier with some of these hockey teams. I feel like OKC is a better version of what they have to offer. I think OKC plays a pretty good, well-rounded team game. They've obviously got the MVP. They've got the star power, but I feel like they're just a very well spread out team. And, I was reading something earlier that was talking about pretty much how their NBA is trying to get away from the whole big three and kind of the superstar and stacking teams. I feel like you look right now at what we're seeing in the NBA playoffs. These teams collectively have their star players, but they have depth. They have guys on the bench scoring. They got the 4th or 5th option scoring late in the game. I just feel like OKC is that exact thing, but just better than what the Pacers have to offer. So I feel like it's OKC's to lose here.
Updated NBA futures right now after the Pacers are up 3-1. The Oklahoma City Thunder minus 400 to win the championship. Pacers plus 450 to win the championship. The Knicks are now 25-1, and the T-Wolves are 40 to 1. All right, we got about a minute and a half with McKinnon. Our boy Vegas Matty's going to join us on the other side. Straight from the Strip in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll talk about the football contest, but McKinnon, speaking of football, CFL football, preseason rolling along. It was tough this week. Montreal was disappointing. We went 2-2, so no harm, no foul. We went 2-2 with our 4 picks. We hit Calgary again. Calgary's been a moneymaker for me. I'm 2-0 with the Stamps this year. Love the Stampeders over 6.5 win total. Next week we have to hit the CFL win totals, but have you pulled the trigger yet on any?
I've got a bunch I could rattle off right now. I don't want to get ahead to we're going to talk about it next week, but I'll tell you 2 that I like. One would be Winnipeg over 10.5, and you're getting plus money on that. Every year people are just done with this Winnipeg team. They're getting too old. They're not the same team. They're regressing, this and that and the other thing. Look, last year they went over the number and they didn't play very well. They dealt with injuries. They're still going to be a good team. Give me Ottawa under 10.5. Ottawa seems to be the most overhyped team. I don't know if Patrick Mahomes suddenly plays for the Ottawa Red Blacks, but if he's not, under 10.5 for them. They have no offensive line. Their quarterback gets killed every single time he's out there. Drew Brown probably won't even be a starting quarterback for them by week 6. Under 10.5 for them. Most outstanding player of the year award, 12-1. We're going Davis Alexander, QB for the Alouettes.
Andrew McKinnon, the Ottawa Red Black hater. I remember last year. I don't believe in them.
playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I'm Gabriel Morency. The Edmonton Oilers win the game 4-1. They're up 3-1 in the series. And I just saw that they've outscored the Dallas Stars 10-0 on the road in the first period in this series. Big problem. Slow starts for the Dallas Stars. They had a quick start tonight, but it didn't help them in the end. Hockey can be cruel. And they had a million shots. They had a bunch of scoring opportunities. They didn't take advantage of it. Edmonton scored. It's all over but the crying. 4-1 final score. Meanwhile, wild basketball game tonight. 130 to 121 final score. So it's a great time of the year to be a sports fan right now. And, all right, we're in the playoffs, but I know the man that joins us right now is aware of this because he's ready for football 365 days a year. Vegas Matty steps up. And Matt, we're officially 100 days away from NFL kickoff. It gets real right now. The countdown's on, 100 days and counting.
Oh, my God. That's a little scary. I wish it was a little longer than that. I guess we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of work that comes with it. It's like, a lot of work to do with this coming up. But, we're 100 days away from football. So it's not too early to start talking about these football contests. I know Derek Stevens has announced the new prizes and what's going on with the circuit contest. So if you can, and for the record, Vegas Matty, one of the longest standing proxies in Las Vegas. So for people tuning in and wondering, a proxy, and you always wonder to get questions. In fact, our boy Nick from Chicago was asking, all right, how do I do this? So you go to Vegas, you got to sign up in person. You go to Vegas, you're going to meet with our boy Vegas Matty or his partner Tony, and you go to the window, you sign, you kind of give him power of attorney, essentially. And then you just give the picks to Matty for the rest of the season. They put the picks in. They put the picks in for you, and then you're entered into these contests. So let's talk about the circuit contest. What's at stake this year, Matt?
Sure. First, I want to give a shout out to Nick from Chicago. I'm also a Chicago guy, as you know, and went to Glenbard West High School. Nick Papagiorgio, I know you're listening right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But, Nick's pretty reached out. He wants to get into the contest, and Derek Stevens has it rolling this year. We got the Circus Sports Million again for the fourth year in a row. Is going to have a $6 million guarantee. They're going to keep rolling that out until they hit the 6,000 entries. So They came pretty close last year. We got about a little over 5,800. So for those listeners and viewers who are not familiar with overlays, that's basically Derek coming out of pocket to make that guarantee. So he's had to do that the last 4 years in the Circa Million. The Survivor, man, over 14,000 entries last year. The guarantee, I think, was only $9 million last year, something like that, $9 or $10 million. I forget. It seems so long ago, but it's 15 million this year. I think it's going to blow over 20 million, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't be surprised to see 20,000 entries in that contest. And then, of course, we've got the Grandissimo. You've probably heard about that one. $100,000 entry fee, and there's a guaranteed $1.5 million in that one as well.
That's at the Circa as well?
What's that?
That's for you, Cam. That one. That's for you. That's for you.
No,
$100,000 entry.
That's right. I take my house. I'll put the money into the Grandissimo, $100K. That's amazing.
Let's see if Paul Bovey might be in that one. You know, last year Paul came close. He made it to like the second to last week of the Survivor, and ironically enough, it was his New York Giants that did him in. All right, so we have the Circa contest, and of course, there's always the long-standing Superbook contest as well. They haven't announced the details yet. Any other contests, Matt? College football contest? Anything else going on besides what else is going on in Vegas with the contest?
Well, yeah. Now that you mentioned the Westgate, I mean, they're putting everything together. I'm going to try to get everything up on the website tomorrow because I've kind of got unofficial rules for their contest. They're rolling out a couple new ones this year. They're going to have a college football contest at the Westgate. So it's going to be a 14-week contest, 7 picks a week, starting week 1 of college. So a week before the NFL starts. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to vary week to week, I think, on the number of games they put up. Back a few years ago, William Hill used to do one, and they had like 30 games on the board. This is going to be a little different, and it's going to be a little longer. So talk John Murray into doing that this year. John also is doing a $5,000 Survivor contest over at the Westgate. He thought that he was going to have the high-stakes Survivor contest in town, and then Derek Stevens said, hold my beer. I've been doing $100,000, so I feel kind of bad for him, but that's kind of what happens. Derek's
competition's good, though. Competition's good, and I know there's less money, but we've won money from the Westgate before, so we've got we're playing with their money actually, so which is pretty cool moving forward always.
Yeah.
But I would rather be in a contest, Cam, with like 800 people than 20,000 people.
You're damn right you would. That's
like I'm just saying, even though there's less money and stuff, but it's freaking hard to beat that many people, Matt. You know it, bro. You've been around these contests a long time.
Hey, Matty, how much is both college ones 5,000 at the Westgate? Are they both 5K?
No, the college contest, it's going to be $500 an entry. So it's going to be a little bit more reasonable. You can enter up to 10 times. So Super Contest is going to be up to 10 entries. You can do up to 10 entries in the Survivor contest, and you can do up to 10 in the college contest. Cool. And then the Super Contest Gold is going from up to 1 entry to 3 entries, and that's a winner-take-all contest. That's been their big one the last few years. We've had three winners in that contest, 4 Super Contest winners, including each of the last 2 years. So even though that one's kind of going down a little bit, I think it's going to help to have these other contests on board because people walk in there to do the college contest, they're going to end up throwing a Super Contest entry in there, I think.
No, exactly. I think it almost vice versa. Be like, oh, you got a college one for 500? I'm in. It'll be one of those. I will warn everybody. I was in that Will Hill or it would have been a Nugget, which was the one, Matt, that they used to split the college and the NFL. There's some serious sharps that are in these college contests, guys. Like,
that's true.
It's not for the faint of heart. You got a better chance with the NFL. I'm telling you right now. Like, I don't know who it was. Mark Lawrence told me who the guy was. I said, who the hell is this guy? He goes, this guy's like known as the best college. Like, guy was hitting like 73% of his college bets. Like, I was like, you can't keep up with this. Like, you know what I mean?
No, it's very
okay,
true.
Matty. Where can people find you? And what are some big dates? So you got the Bet Bash. You got like the Superbook. Always has the golf tournament. So any specific big dates where you're going to be meeting people and stuff? And where can people find you online?
Yeah, well, Tony and I we've got a team of people signing up this year. So we've hired some extra folks to help us and cover the sports book for longer periods of time and try to pick up some walk up people because there's people who try to want to enter this contest and they don't realize they need a proxy. So they think, hey, I'll just sign up for the contest. I can put them in on the app.
Yeah.
They can't do it. So they need a proxy, and we want to have somebody in the book at least a couple hours a day. So you're going to see me, Tony, or one of our friends, team members that are joining and helping us out this year. But yeah, you've got the Super Contest weekend is tentatively looking at, I think, the 15th and 16th of August. And then Circa is going to do their big weekend the following weekend. So, and then all of a sudden you've got 2 weeks left to sign up. And as you know, Gabe, like 80% of the contest entries come in over that stretch. So you can look at the numbers now. I think there's one fellow who has is in the Grandissimo, and it's going to be a while before I think they get that second one. But all of a sudden, like once the end of August rolls around in September, there's going to be people pouring in. But footballcontest.com, we've got you covered. We've got a new logo here and a new website. If you go check it out, we spent a little change on that this year, trying to upgrade a little bit, and go to footballcontest.com for everything you need to know.
Footballcontest.com. Awesome stuff, Vegas Matty.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start, so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, let's roll. We've got a stacked show tonight as we stay here. We still have Rick Saratella going to join us. We're going to talk some football. We're 100 days away from the start of the National Football League season. Let's bring in a man, actually, who I saw. I know he likes the Detroit Lions, and I saw that at BetMGM, the Lions are the most bet team to win the Super Bowl right now, slightly ahead of the Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. So people are, even though they lost their coordinators, they're still a talented football team. This Detroit Lions team. Let's bring in the professor right now. Dan Kaiser steps up and in. Dan Kaiser Sports. Dan, welcome to the Rage. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on, Gabe. Appreciate it.
All right, so the NBA tonight game sailed over the number again. Real track meet between the Pacers and the New York Knicks. And looking at the number, same number again, man. 223.5 back at the Garden. What's your feeling about this series right now? Do you think the Knicks will send us back to Indy, or do you think we're done right now?
To be honest, I thought tonight was the night that Knicks needed. The Knicks needed to win this game. But I don't know, that game one loss just seems to have taken a lot out of them. I think they'll be done. I think they'll be done at home. I think the Pacers are just too tough. Yeah, I think this game will probably be another high scoring track meet. I mean, the Knicks have to do something to keep up with the Pacers, and the Pacers are just have been too tough. They got guys coming off the bench hitting threes, and it's just I'm not surprised. I thought the Knicks would be more competitive though in this game or in this series, but I'm not really surprised. I just think the Pacers are just a better team overall. They've got more players that can score. The Knicks, outside of Brunson and Towns, they just haven't been getting a lot of off their bench or off their other starters. So I think that, to be honest, I thought after if they won tonight, it was going to be good. They lost tonight. I think it's done.
This is the problem, though. You can win in the regular season with a short bench, right? You can grind through regular season games. You get into the playoffs, and fatigue starts to kick in. The Pacers are far deeper. The Pacers can push the pace, get the Knicks running up and down the floor. I'm actually kind of impressed with the Knicks offensively in the sense that they miss a lot of shots, yes, but they are putting points up. It's kind of crazy. You wouldn't think that a Tom Thibodeau team, though, would get lit up as much as they are. Like, they've got no answer, Dan, to stop the Pacers offensively. Like, you know what I mean? And, like, all this, Thibodeau toughness and blah, 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 and all this. The Pacers are blowing the right pass, and they're getting anything they want.
Right, but I think it goes also, like you're saying, Tibbs teams are known for, toughness or whatever, but they're also known for playing as starters for long periods of time. And I think, as you said, you can't play with a short bench in the playoffs. I think it's caught up with him. I thought he might have learned something in Game 3 when he had to use his bench a lot because of foul trouble. But Tibbs is a stubborn guy. You saw that a lot when he was in Chicago and Minnesota. So, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? And that's something that Carlisle has done. Carlisle has evolved with the modern NBA. Carlisle will evolve with the game plan itself, actually, too, in the game. Thibodeau is just going to this is what we do, and we're not changing it. Although he's gone to his bench a little bit now, but almost by just necessity. So the Minnesota Timberwolves are getting 8.5 tomorrow against the Thunder. It was hard to get in front of the.
I was going to say, Gabe was saying it's hard to get in front of these Oklahoma City Thunder, Dan. These guys are amazing at home. That Smoothie King Center, it's a tough place to play. Gabe and I talk about the college atmosphere and how tough it is, but it's a lot of points. But these guys tend to murder teams at home. It's really hard to back Minnesota, especially when they had their chance. We got that cover with the Timberwolves. I don't know how the hell we did it, Dan. That was crazy. At the end of the game, only losing by 2, not 3, but do you think they can cover 8.5, or is OKC just going to blow these guys out of the Smoothie King Center?
Oh man, yeah.
A lot of points.
If I was gonna right now, I'd be leaning OKC. They're just. I think they're just too strong defensively for one. SGA is showing why he's the MVP. I just think there's a huge difference right now between Ant-Man and SGA, based more in like mental makeup. To be honest, I didn't like Edwards' answer that, when he was asked a question, he says he didn't struggle. He just made the right plays, but he was 1 for 7 from deep. That's, to me, you're struggling a little bit. And if you're the man in the face of a team, you need to score take more than 2 shots in the first half.
You're right. And that's the thing we talked about it, Dan. Like at the end of the game, he's feeding he's dishing it off. you want to be the man, you got to hit those big shots. And when you look at his percentages, they're really not that good for a guy that's like one of the faces of the league. Like, he's got to step it up and have one of those like amazing games, or they're absolutely toast.
Right. And I think the problem with is OKC is just that they're built differently. You know, they're one of the best defensive teams maybe ever. They got, you know, they can throw three guys at Edwards. You know, they start out with Lou Dort. And come on, Lou Dort's more built like a linebacker in the NFL than he is an NBA player. The guy's just huge. And then you just like a change of pace. You throw Alex Caruso on him, and, you know, he's just a little defensive gnat that causes problems and can irritate you. And then you turn around with Case and Wallace. It's just a third guy they can throw at. And, you know, if he's going to not be aggressive, if he's not going to take the game, try to take the game over, I don't think they have a chance.
What do you think of like Gabe and I are talking about Holmgren. He looks lean and skinny. This guy's really impressed me. Like, he's just one of those guys. We talked about him at Gonzaga, but he stepped up his game. Like, we got to give Chet Holmgren a lot of credit. This guy's been very, very solid for these guys, and it's been a pleasant surprise. He's showing up.
Yeah, when he was at Gonzaga, I'm like, okay, yeah, good, maybe good in college, you know, skinny.
Exactly.
And then, he got hurt, like, preseason or practice or something his first year. I'm like, oh, here we go. He's just going to be injury prone. But no, he's come back. He stepped up, and yeah, you know, it's just another, you know, when you're that big and that small and you can play from the outside, it just gives them another advantage. And when you got SGA that just can drive whenever he wants and get to the basket, yeah, they're just too tough to handle.
Yeah, Minnesota's in big trouble.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, you know, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Our boy Rick Saratella is going to step up in a couple of minutes. Now we got some drama going on the baseball diamond right now. Some close games and comebacks. I see. Miami and San Diego was 6-6. It was 6-3. Now it was 6-6. It's now 7-6 though. San Diego have scored again. In-game total 16.5 right now. Yankees up 2-0 on the Angels. All right. So talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder game, hard to get in front of this Oklahoma City Thunder team right now. As far as the total is concerned tomorrow, guys, Minnesota could quit, right? This could be one of those, like, just blowout type of games where Minnesota knows they're going to lose and they get murdered here. What do you think, Dan? What are you going to be betting tomorrow when it's all said and done for this game?
Right now I'm leaning OKC, and if I had to, I probably won't touch the total because of this. Like you said, I think if the T-Wolves get down, I think they'll just mail it in. So it's hard to look at, but it could be a competitive game. They could have pride on the line. So I'll probably just stay away from the total and throw a little bit, sprinkle a little bit there on OKC.
I'm a sucker for over, so I'll end up playing it, but I won't smash it. But I'll end up playing because I'll be mad. Like, they could beat them like 140 to 110 or something like that, right? Earlier, I mean, we saw it. We've seen big blowouts in this series. So before we get you out of here, we still have a couple of minutes left, but we're 100 days away from NFL kickoff right now. And as I stated, I saw a tweet out there that the Lions were the most bet team to win the Super Bowl at BetMGM. It was pretty split. It was like 10%. Eagles 8-9%, Bills 8-9%, etc. in that range. But looking at the numbers right now, the Eagles plus 650, Ravens plus 700, Bills plus 700, Chiefs plus 700, Detroit Lions plus 850. So they lose both coordinators. Glenn's gone, Ben Johnson's gone. What's your thought on the Lions right now? Are you still on this bandwagon? Are they knocking on the door right now? Do they take the next step, or have they peaked already? What's your thoughts on the Lions?
I don't think they peaked because they still have a lot of young talent. To be honest, Gabe, I want to see a couple games because, they said they're not changing anything, but it's just not. They said they're going to run the same scheme offensively, but when you don't have the guy that came up with the scheme calling the plays, I'm a little apprehensive right now of the Lions. But Hutchinson's back, and the defense is getting better, so I will see.
That division's a murderer's row, though. Like, Minnesota's going to be good. Chicago's got to be a little bit better. Green Bay, it's going to kill. It's a tough division.
I think Detroit are good, but I don't think they're better than the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, the thing is, the Lions will sort of, I think they sort of level off. They'll make the playoffs, but do they have that next sort of, right? Can Dan Campbell take it to the Super Bowl? Can Goff win 3-4 games in a row? Hard to get in front of. We were talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. People want to dismiss the Eagles, but the Washington Commanders, guys, they're stacked. They were good last year. They brought in a lot of players in the offseason. They improved their offensive line. They got more weapons to work with right now. They had a nice draft. To me, Dan, the Commanders, they're a dangerous team. It's easy to jump on bandwagons after a team has a good year, but Jaden Daniels is the real deal. They got a great coaching staff. I think if there is a team capable of knocking the Eagles off, I think the Commanders are it.
I think I do like the team. I don't know. Let me see him. I want to see Daniels do it again. I mean, Stroud had a great rookie season, and he kind of struggled after that. But I like him. I like Daniels. I think he's good. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, the Eagles are the team, but I just go back to the Lions last year. They didn't have Hutchinson. They lost, I don't know how many players they lost on that defense throughout the year. They're bringing guys off the street and starting them. So I think
that is true.
I think they'll be all right. But again, I'd feel a lot better if I still had Johnson and Glenn on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think they could live. I think Glenn might be the bigger loss than Johnson, actually, personally. I think Johnson was a little bit, he's great, but I don't think he's as great as he thinks he is personally. He's going to get a reality check as a head coach now with the Chicago Bears. But Glenn, had a big part of that culture. But you're right about the injuries. They had a ton of freaking injuries last year on defense. I like to see the Lions do well. So I think they're going to be good. All right, so we got to get out of here. Where can people find you online, Dan?
Twitter, DanKaiserSports.com or at DanKaiserSports. I'm on a few different sites, so just look around for me. Check me out.
Rick Saratella steps up and in next.
playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Thomas, like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The Twisted Tuesday. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, and there's always a countdown for something, but this is a pretty cool countdown, and me and Rick Saratella often talk about the countdown to the National Football League draft, but now we're officially 100 days away from the National Football League regular season kickoff, 65 days away from the Hall of Fame game, which is actually July 31st this year, earlier than ever. Our main man, All Access style. allaccess.com. We've got the NFL Draft Bible founder in the house, Rick Saratella. What's going on, Rick? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Gabe. Memorial Day weekend has passed. All the hooligans have scattered from the Jersey Shore, and 100 days to NFL kickoff. It just gets me jubilated. I mean, I'm so excited for the NFL Hall of Fame class, 65 days away. But, of course, we talk football year-round here on the Sports Rage.
So last week we put our executive suits on and we talked about the potential rule changes, and they were having the meetings basically literally and figuratively as we were speaking. There are some things of note that haven't really been talked about very much in the media. And I think for bettors, this is sort of a little bit of an interesting tidbit here. Touchbacks on kickoffs will now result with the ball being placed on the 35-yard line, Rick, as opposed to the 30. We're not just giving the ball on the 50 at this point. You know what I mean? 35. Remember, like the old days, right? You get the ball at the 20-yard line. 35-yard line now. I mean, you're a couple of passes away from field goal range.
I'm a big fan of the rule because it forces us to emphasize special teams again. And that's one of the things that the Jacksonville Jaguars' new GM Caldwell emphasized. He saw a real need for that. I think you're going to start seeing teams place a more emphasis on special teams. And the fact now that you don't want to have a touchback, you want to kick the ball and play. You want to have a return, right? And so that means there's going to be more kickoff returns for touchdowns. There's going to be more strategy here involved. And I'm a big advocate of it because it really had become a non-play, right, in the last couple of years.
And you know what became a non-play and has become a non-play in the last couple of years? The onside kick. And I thought it was the stupidest rule. Like they went Rob Manfred style when they said, well, you can only do an onside kick in the fourth quarter if you're down and you have to tell the other team about it. They adjusted this, guys. Onside kicks can once again be attempted at any point during the game, providing the opposing team is alerted, which I still think is stupid, Rick. Yeah. It's like if you're going to rob a bank, you're not supposed to call the bank and tell them you're robbing them, right?
I mean, that's the whole point of an onside kick is the element of surprise. I think your odds drastically.
Can you imagine like in baseball? Okay, I'm going to steal the base now. I got to tell you, I'm going to steal the base now. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like it's a stolen base. Onside kick. It defeats the purpose.
Yeah, I don't understand this. The one rule I saw, they had a couple years ago in one of the spring leagues where you could, instead of an onside kick, you can go for like a 30-yard play or something. If you get the 30.
Oh no, that was it was the XFL. Remember, it was 4th and 15 instead of the onside kick.
15. Yeah.
4th and 15.
Yeah, and if you get it, then you just keep going. I like that.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
The NFL kicked the tires on that. They looked at it and they kind of liked it, but they couldn't agree on the yardage. Right? Like some people were like, nah, like, and if I'm doing it in the NFL, I would make it, what would you say? 4th and 20? Like you can't, 4th and 15 in the NFL is too easy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if this is an onside kick, like 4th and 25, like that's what I'm saying. They couldn't come up with a yardage.
4th and 19. So if it's a 20-yard play, first down.
Is that enough though for an onside kick? Like, you know what I mean? Shouldn't you have to do better than get a 20-yard completion?
I mean, I have to go look at the numbers at what the completion percentages of balls traveled 20 yards and see what the percentages are, and then maybe
it's better than 7%. I'll tell you that though, right? And that's what it was with you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was better than the 7% of what the onside kick recovery.
4th and 25.
Yeah, 4th and 25, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like 4th and 15, fun for the XFL, but NFL. We can't have NFL playoff games decided like that, right? Like, so I understand like why there was the debate there. So we're 100 days away from the start of the season, Rick, and I'll just sort of randomly bring up some teams and topics here. And I want to get a lot of stuff to get to. We got the CFL around the corner, UFL news, UFL playoffs around the corner, Tom Brady's potential involvement in the UFL. But Brock Purdy gets big money. And we have a lot of San Francisco 49er fans that tune into the show. A lot of 49er fans, Bay Area fans, etc., to follow me on X. And, I was going back and forth, not arguing with them, but we were going back and forth about the Niners this year. And I said, I don't like this team, right? I mean, the whole reason they were good before is because Brock Purdy wasn't making money. Now he's making big money. I've lost confidence in McCaffrey, bro. Like, the guy is always injured. They pay a ton of money to a few dudes. Their defense is good, but it's not quite elite like it used to be, Rick. I just don't really like the direction of this football team. I think they missed their opportunity. Where do you stand on the 49ers' chances coming into the year?
I think it's a make or break season because when you look at the body of work between John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, they've had 4 seasons where they made the playoffs and 4 seasons where they have not made the playoffs. So it's been completely boom or bust with the San Francisco squad. Listen, you kind of have your back against the wall and paying the big bucks to a quarterback because if you don't pay him, then you got to blow the whole thing up and go look for one again. So I understand you got to pay Brock Purdy, but you make a good point about McCaffrey. He's got the big money. He's had a big injury. He's off here in the offseason getting married. Like the hunger is just not going to be the same. That's just natural human element that comes into play. The wide receiver position has kind of been a revolving door, depleted by injuries, offseason departures. They did go, I think, first 5 picks in the defense in the draft on defense. And they went with big bodies. They're trying to rebuild the trenches. They're going to be competitive, but I got to be honest. Like when I look at the NFC West, I see the Rams. I see a much improved Seahawks team. I see a Cardinals team that's really going to be, pushing everybody in this division. So I don't think the 49ers are a playoff team.
I'm with you as far as Arizona is concerned. I think this is the year, right? It's time for them to take the next step. Their win total is manageable, Rick, at 8.5. I think the Cardinals can get to 9-10 wins this year.
Oh, I think the Cardinals are going to get to double-digit wins, and I don't believe that anyone's going to want to face them come playoff time if Kyler Murray's healthy. This defense, this is another team. The first 5 selections, they went defense with Jonathan Gannon. Remember now, their first-round pick from last season, Robinson, the defensive lineman, he was out all season. Then they went and plucked another defensive lineman. So they got like 2 first-round picks they're injecting to that.
They got a steal with our boy Johnson, too, from Michigan, Rick, too. I don't know. Johnson fell, and they stole him.
They got some good players there in Arizona. And Jonathan Gannon, he's a smart guy now. I think Arizona's a better team. I think Seattle improved vastly on the defensive side. They've got probably the best running backfield in that division. And San Francisco is going to be hovering around 500. So I'm out on the 49ers.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you look at Seattle, they're building Baltimore West, right? They just want to get meaner, smash mouther, and he wants to put his stamp on that football team. Rick, we got about a minute left here before the break. The Buffalo Bills are favorites in every game this year. What do you think about that? Every game the Bills play, they are favored. Like, odds makers love the Bills this year, and Stevie Johnson, former Bills wide receiver, who does a lot of media work now and does a great job doing it, actually, said online the other day, he said, hey, Bills Mafia, doesn't it kind of feel like this is the year or bust? Like, this is kind of it for the Buffalo Bills. And we say that every year about them, right?
Yeah, I think if they don't do it this year, this will be it for Sean McDermott. And I think back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were knocking on the door with Tony Dungy. They couldn't get over the hump.
Gruden.
John Gruden. I think I can
hold on, Rick. We'll hit this and more on the other side. This is SportsRage.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those 2 teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. Never enough time, man, when we're talking football with Rick Saratella on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. So, Rick, before we get to some other stuff, Buffalo Bills, as you were talking about, you believe that this is it for McDermott? I mean, we've seen other coaches in the past. It took them years to win before, but he's starting to get up there like most wins without a Super Bowl territory, right? Yet he is a damn good coach at getting the team ready. I've always thought that he's a pretty subpar in-game coach, as we've seen. Like, how many times has he lost the Bills a football game, in my opinion, in the playoffs? A lot. You know what I mean? He's lost games more than Josh Allen's lost games.
I think Sean McDermott became a good coach when Josh Allen became a good quarterback. And so that's why I think that they need a guy like John Gruden to take this team to reach their potential, because they're just not. Like, they're falling short. And Patrick Mahomes owns this team. I mean, Mahomes is like 5-0 in the playoffs. So if they lose again to Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, like, you've got to just change for the sake of change, because what he's doing doesn't work. And at some point you say, hey, 5 straight, this will be 6 straight division titles. We got nothing in the mantle to show for it. We got nothing, the empty trophy showcase. Like, let's get the job done. Let's go find a guy who knows how to get it done.
We could use Andy Reid as an example, actually, ironically enough, despite the success in Kansas City, fell short in Philadelphia, and then they win the Super Bowl with Doug Peterson. Right? They win the Super Bowl with Doug Peterson and Frank Reich. And then they win it again with Nick Sirianni, who, interestingly enough, gets paid, Rick, and these bozos in Philadelphia wanted to run Coach Nick out of town about a year ago.
Well, you know, in New York, Philadelphia, you're only as good as your last game, okay? So,
your last series. Your last series.
It's a what have you done for me lately kind of town. So, you know, it just comes with the territory.
All right, so UFL football, Rick. The playoffs are around the corner. I think it's going to be pretty good. We've got some good teams in the UFL. It's really split. You got a couple of really good teams, and you got some really bad teams. But people wonder about the future of the UFL. They see some poor attendance. And let's be real, guys. This league, they don't really care about ticket sales. It's a made-for-TV league, this league. But with all that being stated, you want some enthusiasm around the games. Yet there's talk of UFL expansion right now, specifically Tom Brady in Tampa, guys. And remember, Tom Brady started to, when he started his broadcast career, you know, he worked on the UFL to get his feet wet before he did NFL games. So he's got a connection to this league, and he also has money, and he wants to put a UFL team in Tampa. And if Tom Brady wants to do something in football, he gets his, you know, it's going to get done. And there's talk of Oakland, which makes perfect sense. Right, dude, they don't have a football team. Put a UFL team in Oakland. There's talk of Oakland, Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Tampa Bay entering the UFL.
You know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Hopefully there's some truth to this rumor, but I love it because you've got 4 USFL teams that the league has filed trademarks for. The Oakland Invaders, the New Jersey Generals, Philadelphia Stars, and Tampa Bay Bandits.
So the old names are back. That's badass.
Back, yeah. I love it. And you say, well, Tampa Bay, weren't they just in the USFL a couple years ago? The attendance sucked. Well, yeah. But if Tom Brady wants to buy them, you know what? We'll
Tom Brady,
that market. So,
and even though Philadelphia, and you know the Philly market well, being on the Jersey Shore, even though Philadelphia's got the Eagles, they've supported these secondary teams in the past, right? Remember the Philadelphia Soul, the arena team, with Jaws and Bon Jovi did very well. The Philadelphia Stars in the old days, they did well. There's enough room for another team, like even though people love the Eagles there.
Well, I think, one, you want to get those markets in New York and Philadelphia. And then secondly, I mean, there's a big wagering market to be had right there in Atlantic City in Philadelphia's backyard. So I'm sure they want to tap into those opportunities. I like
well, not to mention like FanDuel at the MetLife, right? You could drop a team back there at MetLife if you wanted to.
Well, that's a layup sponsorship. They didn't have that a couple years ago when the XFL was there. So I hope the good news, I guess the best news out of all of this, and you mentioned the attendance. Some games are 2,000, other games are 30,000. The good news is there's going to be a 2026 season, right? And so hopefully this is a domino that falls and catches on.
Listen, I just love football. I want to see these leagues succeed. And speaking of leagues succeeding, the CFL is back for another year. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of excitement in the air this year. You and I talked about a lot of quarterback changes, but preseason has begun. And I got to tell you, Rick, from a betting perspective and for people out there, the Calgary Stampeders, their win total is 6.5. It was minus 130. People are starting to take notice, or at least the sports books are, up to minus 150 right now, over 6.5 wins. listen, they got to 7 last year, and they were a disaster. And now you got Vernon Adams, you got P.J. Walker, but it looks like they've done a nice job scouting. They got a lot of hungry players on that football team right now, Rick. This team's going to win more than 7 games this year.
I'm starting to believe it after watching them this preseason. You know, quarterback depth means a lot in the CFL. And I said, and we talked about it, the 2 deep depth chart for every team in the CFL at the quarterback position is as healthy as it's ever been. But for whatever it's worth, Vernon Adams is an MVP, MOP candidate, and P.J. Walker might be the best backup in the league. So when you have that,
and you have Barter as the 3rd string coming in doing the short yardage stuff. It's a nice room you got there.
With Dickinson is the calling the plays, like this could be a dangerous team. So I don't know if they make the playoffs. Calgary's going to be much improved. I'm still going with Montreal to take it all. I like them going into the year. And Chad Kelly's going to miss the first week now. So we'll see how that plays out. Our MVP from the Grey Cup, Nick Arbuckle, will be under center for week 1 for the Argos.
Our boy. Moneyline Nick. Let's call him. It was the other. We had the other big Nick on the Eagles. What we'll call Moneyline Nick for Nick Arbuckle. This is for the hardcores. We hit everything with Rick Saratella here. Most outstanding player odds for the Canadian Football League this year. Chad Kelly plus 425. Kelly's always got drama and injuries, guys. So he's not a safe bet.
And they just
Plus
signed Jared Doby, so Kelly's going to miss more than one game.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, it's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those 2 teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Shout out to our boy, Rick Saratella. Always love talking football with Rick. 365, football never sleeps. And the UFL, the UFL's been hit or miss. There's some really good teams. There's been some crazy endings to the games, and some teams aren't drawing fans. But the league is, not really losing money. It's a TV league. They don't really need to draw fans. But it's interesting that they're looking at expanding as much as they are. But my advice to them would be, as somebody that watches and bets on the league every week, is take away some of the teams, replace some of the teams. Basically, take the team away from Memphis and drop them in Philadelphia or whatever. right? Like, there's not enough talent, and like you can't add 4 more teams without. There's not enough players, and the league is already whatever as it is. Like, you know what I mean? You don't add more. Like, when some teams are already struggling as it is. But interesting that they've trademarked the names once again. And Oakland makes a ton of sense because Oakland keeps losing all these teams. They got a new soccer team, and they're drawing really well there in Oakland now. So at least they would support this, sort of like they do in St. Louis with the Battlehawks, right? They have great attendance in St. Louis for the UFL. So I like the Oakland idea. I love the idea of the Philadelphia Stars back, the Oakland Invaders, the New Jersey Generals. And Tampa Bay would come back with Tom Brady as the owner. So some interesting developments there. A couple other loose notes to get to before we wrap things up. I said earlier tonight, you know why the Knicks lost the game tonight? Turnovers. Tyrese Halliburton tonight, 15 assists, 0 turnovers. Amazing. New York Knicks, 17 assists, 17 turnovers. So the Knicks ended up with 17 turnovers tonight. Halliburton, 15 assists, 0 turnovers. It was like a 9-point game, whatever it was. There's your difference. Like, if the Knicks didn't turn the ball over as much as they did, they could have won the basketball game. They kind of beat themselves with the turnovers. Unforced error is the best way of putting it. And the Edmonton Oilers win, and a player that's just absolutely killing it, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins now in the conference finals. 2 goals, 9 points, multiple points in all 4 games. So they played 4 games. He's got 9 points, 2 goals. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has been straight fire for the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers up 3-1 right now. Let's do a quick check, actually, of the line for the Oiler game. Oilers plus 100, Dallas Stars minus 120, and what is a must-win game now. For the Stars, Cam, you're taking the Carolina Hurricanes against the Panthers tomorrow, you said, right?
You did a couple times. I know it's Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, Carolina Panthers. Yeah, I'm on it, Gabe, just because of the value in the bet that I have earlier. I'm only I already gonna ride that bet. I don't need to take them again, but I'm going to say one thing. It's not going to be easy for Florida to take these guys out. I saw a lot of positives from Carolina the last game, and it's tough to take out teams, right? That's the whole thing. You can be up, but actually burying a team is not that easy. Carolina played pretty good last game. Very good, in fact.
No, I wouldn't be shocked if Carolina actually won tomorrow, to be honest. I'm not loving it from a betting perspective. Like I said, I don't really like the series. I don't have a great feel for it, really. I've been killing this Edmonton series. I will let everybody know, though, I will be on Oklahoma City tomorrow minus the points, and the number's probably going to go up, guys, because I don't think a lot of people are going to want to take Minnesota here. So, like, if you're taking them, don't wait. It ain't going to be 7.5 tomorrow. It can only be 9.5. It's not going down. So it's only going to go up. So we're going to take the Oklahoma City Thunder. The College Baseball World Series, the regional start later in the week. We'll get our boy Gamblu on Thursday night. Nice. He likes to bet this stuff. There's 16 regionals. So there's a lot of them. I've been looking over them. Just for the record, I think that Mississippi are live at 40-1. They just went to the SEC championship in the SEC tournament, and the SEC is the best baseball conference. And whatever, dude, like 8 of the 16 teams are SEC teams, but Mississippi are damn good, and they're getting 40-1. Big number. So we'll hit that later in the weekend. There's actually the golf NCAA championships this week, Cam, but
watching it.
I can't find any lines on it. There's no numbers. The books don't have it. Like I just don't. I haven't seen one book with it.
It's hard. I was looking at the Oklahoma State team like today. They were playing. But you're right, Gabe. It's really hard to find. But I will say this from a French Open perspective: Daniel Medvedev lost to Cameron Norrie. It was a huge upset. And our boy from Canada, Alessiem, he had a big lead, 2-set lead, and he fell in the final 3. Lots of underdogs on the men's side right now in this tournament. Gabe will come up with some French Open stuff tomorrow. I got to look overnight because these games go at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. Some at 4 o'clock, but I haven't put anything together yet.
I don't know what the hell it is with these teams in Utah and your names with your soccer teams. You got Real Salt Lake in the MLS, and I see right now USA, USL League 2, Utah United. So can you guys just call something that's not like, already done? Other than that, you're on your own later.